Let's go live. Might already be live, not sure. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. I think I might be live. So, hello if I'm live. Better just check on my phone, the best way to do it. Just double check if I am live and everything's working fine. You guys can hear me well and everything. Hello if you're watching this live or if you're watching this on playback. Hello as well. So, right, okay, click there. Sorry, that's just my... I'm live. I can hear myself. I've got someone watching, unless that was just me. That might be a bit sad. Okay, only gonna be a short live stream today, much like yesterday. Only gonna be a short live stream. I'm actually gonna do one later in the week as well, just to wait for the camera to focus. Where's the camera focus? Yes, the camera's focus. Right, the webcam's focus more like. Yes, only gonna do a short live stream today because I've got loads of other things to do right now. But I wanted to do this live stream today because Loki's out. So Loki is finally out today. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to talk about that on my Friday live stream. I haven't seen Loki yet. I'm really excited. I'm going to see it about an hour's time and really excited to. But the thing is though, Loki's out today. So I was thinking last night, are there too many superhero movies right now? And in my opinion, well, yes and no, and I'm going to go into that a bit later in this live stream. But first, let's do some house cleaning items a sec. Just to say, if you don't know what these live streams are already, basically once a week or twice a week, or in this case 3 times a week, I will be doing a live stream talking about just movie and TV topics that are going on in the time. Just make sure that's adjusted well. Sorry about that. Just making sure the image works fine on the screen. Anyway, yeah, going back to the thing, just talking about, movie and TV news. So maybe if a trailer comes out, I'll talk about a trailer and talk about whether I liked it or disliked it, or it just, I don't know, like a movie's been announced, or something being announced, or something like that, or just something which is kind of current in movie and TV culture. So like today I'm talking about comic book movies and comic book TV shows and comic book content in general. But I might in my next live stream talk about Bond. I might in my next live stream talk about Star Wars, Indiana Jones, so on and so on and so on. So you get the point. That's what I'm doing in these live streams, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm talking about the comic book movies and comic book content in general. Like not only comic book movies, but comic book TV shows as well, which is coming very soon. And at the same time though, also in these live streams, if you want to send in your live questions, if you're watching this live and you want to send your live questions, I will answer them the best I can in the live stream. Please make them movie and TV related. I don't really like any other things. I hate politics, so do not send me any question about politics at all. Not that was relevant at all. But anyway, at the same time though, if you watch this on playback, thank you for coming to watch it in general. But if you watch this on playback, you can also send in a question in the comment section, and I'll answer it in the next live stream, or I might even make it my main topic in the next live stream as well. So if you want me to talk about if you want me to talk about anything in particular in my next live stream, please do put in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts on what you want me to talk about in my next live stream. And at the same time though, one thing I should also say is I live next to the main road, so if the microphone does pick up any, like, I don't know, tractors or trucks or cars or very loud motorbikes or something like that on the side of the road, I do apologise. It's just because I live next to a main road. Literally, I've got a main road right there, so I do apologise if you get any sound interference with this video, like you hear that you sound like a tractor going past next to me, because the chances that it could be and things like that. I got a lot of farms near where I live and things like that. But that is all the house cleaning items, so without further ado, let's get into topic number 1 today. And, well, not topic number 1, my only topic today. I'm going to do a short live stream, because like I said, I'm probably going to do a bit of a longer one on Friday as well, and then next week I'm off, so I won't be doing any live streams next week, most likely. But I will be doing another live stream later on this week on Friday. But for now, it's Wednesday, and here is my 9th live stream, and I can't even speak today. I have a lot to say. So today, I'm talking about something which a lot of people have been talking about in the past couple of months, and to be honest, the past couple of years as well. Are superhero movies dying? Is comic book content dying? Are we going to get sick of it? And things like that. Now, I should say here, I've made a video already about this. I'm not the biggest fan of the MCU movies. I get it why people are. If people love these MCU movies, that's fair enough. I'm not taking that away from you. I'm not going to try and get people to dislike MCU movies at all. If people like them, that's fair enough. I mean, I know a lot of people love these movies, and I really want to. There's a couple of MCU movies that I'm actually a huge fan of. I liked Iron Man quite a lot the first time on. I'm quite a big fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy films, and I'm quite a huge fan of Spider-Man Homecoming, and I enjoy Spider-Man Far From Home as well. And I find Ant-Man enjoyable to a degree. But other than that, most of the MCU movies just fall flat for me. And at the same time, though, this might also be a controversial opinion as well. I quite enjoy the DC films. Now, I'll just say here, I don't like the 2016 Suicide Squad. I think that's quite a bad movie. I don't particularly like Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Although I don't think it's terrible, I just don't particularly like it though. Obviously the theatrical cut of Justice League, which came out in 2017, is terrible. And at the same time, though, I'm not the biggest on Man of Steel, but I am a quite big fan of films like Aquaman. I found that really enjoyable, even though it's unbelievably stupid. I found it really enjoyable. I'm a huge fan of Shazam because I've got kind of like a coming of age feel to it. It was like big and a superhero movie at the same time. Like if anyone's seen the Tom Hanks movie Big, it was like that, but more with a superhero genre, and I really like that about this film. We like that about Shazam, and at the same time, though, I'm also a huge fan of, what was it, the 2017 Wonder Woman. I'm not the biggest fan of Wonder Woman 1984. I didn't hate it. I'm just not the big fan. I'm not the biggest fan of Wonder Woman 1984. I thought it was fine, nothing more, nothing less. And at the same time, though, there's another one I'm missing out. Oh, I feel like I'm missing another MCU movie. Not MCU movie, DC. Birds of Prey. I'm quite a huge fan of Birds of Prey, actually. I found that really enjoyable. And obviously, Zack Snyder's Justice League is a very good film, in my opinion. I really like Snyder's Justice League. And at the same time, though, there's loads of other comic book stuff that I've liked as well. I don't mind, TV shows like The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think that's enjoyable. But to be honest, the more I think about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the more I seem to forget about it. I gave that film a relatively, okay review when it came out, but honestly, the more I've talked about it, the more I've thought about it, the more I don't really like it that much anymore. And at the same time, though, WandaVision massively disappointed me. It started off great, but then it just finished rubbish in my opinion. But I'm very excited for Loki. Loki is actually one of my favourite characters in the MCU movies right now, because I just think he's so unique. I love the way Tom Hiddleston plays him. I love the fact that he keeps them dying as well. I just think it's so stupid that the MCU keep bringing him back, but I'm happy they're bringing him back, can I point out. But I'm just, the amount of times they killed him, it's like they killed him in Thor the Dark World, they killed him in, Avengers Infinity War, they've got him loads of times, and, they're bringing him back now, he's got his own TV show, and he's clearly going to be a big character again. But the thing is, though, even so I'm not being the biggest fan of the movies Loki's been in, like, I'm not a huge fan of Avengers Assemble, 2012, the Avengers, or what it might be called. I'm not the biggest fan of Thor, the first Thor movie, or Thor the Dark World, or even Thor Ragnarok, to be honest. I'm not really a fan of any of the Thor movies, and I'm not even a bigger fan of Avengers Infinity War. I always enjoy Loki in those films. So, naturally, I'm quite excited for Loki. Also, when it got announced, it became when I saw the first trailer for it, like the first glimpse of Loki, like the first teaser, if you will, it became automatically my number one most anticipated MCU TV show for this year. Even so, I did think WandaVision looked wacky when I first saw it, although it disappointed me in the end. And I didn't think the Falcon Winter Soldier looked like anything special. And to be honest, it wasn't in the end either. I was really excited for Loki, and I still am. I can't wait to see it later today. I can't wait to see the first episode. But when I was thinking about Loki last night in bed, I was thinking, are we getting too much MCU movie content right now? Or not, maybe not just MCU stuff, like comic book content in general. I mean, just think about the amount of MCU, DC, and just comic book content in general we're going to get within the next year. And this is only that I really know of. There's probably loads more things that are in the works I just don't know about yet. And so that is what my topic in this live stream is today. Whether or not there's too much comic book content coming out within the next year or so. So let's talk about my opinion first. I'm going to say yes and no. First of all, I do think there's too much comic book content. I've thought about that for a long while. I think quite a lot of comic book movies are taking away from mature directors like Spielberg and, Martin Scorsese, and just these brilliant filmmakers who are making such excellent films, and, they're not being appreciated because everyone wants to go and watch a new Iron Man film, or the new Captain America film, or the new Thor film, or things like that. I'm not saying those movies can be bad. I understand there's a huge audience for those films, and if you really enjoy them, I'm not taking that away from you. But the thing is, though, how much did the last Spielberg film make? Ready Player One was the last Spielberg film, and in my opinion, it was a hell of a lot of fun. I really liked that film. But the thing is, though, how much did that make in comparison to the last MCU film? The last MCU film, can I say, by the way, is Spider-Man Far From Home. That was the last one to actually come out in the cinemas. You see what I mean there? Ready Player One made something like $300 million domestically worldwide, and then in the end, I don't think he even made that, to be honest. I might be overstretching it a bit there. And then something like Spider-Man Far From Home made over $1 billion. And you just kind of sit there and go, like, I know Spider-Man's a big IP and everything, but still, it's... And at the same time, though, just things like that in the film, like how much attention, like one of the big things with the Oscars this year actually was a lot of people didn't like the Oscars, and they haven't really got to grips with them for the past couple of years. People lose interest in them because they're not popular movies anymore. They even wanted to introduce the popular movie category into the Oscars because, well, people want to see these MCU movies get a bit more recognition in the box office. In the end, they're not particularly anything special. I was surprised when Black Panther got the Oscar nomination, to be honest, and I'll be surprised to see if much more get any Oscar nominations in the next couple of years. I might be completely proven wrong. Maybe we get to next year and something like, I don't know, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is winning Best Picture. That's not going to happen, but maybe it will. You never know. But the thing is, though, I was thinking about it last night. Are we getting too much MCU or this comic book content in general? And like I said, I think we are. I think we've had for the past couple of years, and it kind of annoys me now. From someone who doesn't really like these sort of movies either. I mean, I can really enjoy them, but at the same time, though, some of them really frustrate me. Like, I really enjoyed Aquaman, I really enjoyed Shazam, but things with those films, I haven't found a need to go back and revisit them. As much as I might like them, I haven't gone back and I haven't wanted to go back and revisit them. Whilst if I saw a movie like last year, like I saw, trying to think on the top of my head right now, my mind's gone blank. Rocketman. Okay, Rocketman's a good choice here. Rocketman. How much people saw Rocketman in comparison to something like, I don't know, Captain Marvel? Do you know what I mean there? It's things like that. It's more likely that I'll go back and revisit Rocketman over something like, I don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which I enjoyed, if you get my point there. And I was looking on the comic book content coming out within the next year or so, and I made a list. It's quite incredible, this list. So just in 2021 alone, we still have to come, MCU-wise, Black Widow, and bear in mind, we're almost are we halfway through? Yeah, we're halfway through the year now. Actually, we're almost halfway through 2021 now. And we haven't even had the first MCU movie coming out yet. And bear in mind, we still have about 5 MCU movies to come out this year. So let's talk about them. Black Widow. Okay. Get a market. Okay, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The Eternals in November. So Black Widow was coming out in July, actually. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is coming out in September. We also have The Eternals coming out in November. And then coming out on Christmas, which is obviously my most anticipated movie for this year. Spider-Man No Way Home, which I'm very excited for. But then, if you look on a non-Marvel content, we have Venom Let There Be Carnage, which is kind of Marvel, but, Sony Marvel, so it's not the same sort of Marvel. It's not the MCU. Then we go on to The Suicide Squad, a DC movie coming out this August, which I'm quite looking forward to. And then, if you're staying on the topic of comic book content, The Kingsman. Now, The Kingsman movie's actually based, if you don't know this already, on comic books. So I'm going to count The Kingsman as well. The Kingsman prequel coming out this Christmas as well, which I'm very excited for, by the way. And at the same time, though, if we look at just TV shows yet to come out this year, MCU TV shows yet to come out this year, we have Loki, which comes out today, and at the same time, we've got Miss Marvel, and at the same time, we've got Hawkeye, which is meant to come out later this year, I'm pretty sure as well. It might come out early next year. That's just 2021 alone, okay? We're halfway through 2021, and that's all we've had. We already had 10984 this Christmas. We already had that already. And at the same time, though, I feel like we've already had an MCU or... No, we haven't, have we? We've had an MCU TV shows yet this year. We had WandaVision, obviously, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier, and obviously we've got Loki, and then we've got Miss Marvel, then Hawkeye, and we've got the MCU TV shows, which I just mentioned already. So that's only in 2021 alone. Let's get into 2022, shall we? Oh my god. I swear, I think a Marvel movie is going to have their first big flop this year. I think Marvel's going to have their first big flop. But let's get into the comic book movies coming out in 2022. The Batman. I'm quite looking forward to it. Morbius, which is like the vampire Sony Marvel film, which is like one of the Spider-Man villains. I don't really know much about it, but they've got the trailers, Jared Leto's in it, Matt Smith's in it. It's got a bit of a cast. It kind of looks alright. Not anything special though. The Marvels, aka Captain Marvel 2. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2. I'm looking forward to that, actually. That's not good. Yeah, okay, no, I was about to say it's not going to be your typical comic book movie. I bet it will be, though. But I'm still looking forward to it. I quite enjoyed the first one. Doctor Strange 2, Into the Multiverse of Madness. Thor, Love and Thunder, which that's the fourth Thor film coming out now. The Flash. You also have Black Adam, which is the Dwayne Johnson Superman movie, which will get a box office. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, aka Black Panther 2. And Aquaman 2. So they're just the comic book movies coming out next year. And at the same time, all the TV shows that I can name off the top of my head, Moon Knight and She-Hulk. There's probably loads more MCU movies that are coming out, MCU TV shows that are coming out next year that I just haven't heard of yet, or just don't know about yet. There's actually the Peacemaker TV show, I'm pretty sure, coming out next year, or might be coming out later this year, which is the first DC TV show as well. And at the same time, though, give me a sec, just checking something 1 sec. Oh, just got a little message there. Oh yeah, I'm just... No, so sorry about that. Just got a little message from somebody I know. But anyway, just coming on my topic here, the comic book content coming out later this year and in the next year or so. Like, just there's so much comic book content that's just coming out. There's TV shows which I haven't even mentioned yet. Like I said, the Peacemaker TV show, which is the first DC TV show. You know, Peacemaker, he's going to be played by John Cena in the Suicide Squad. He's getting his own TV show within later this year, I think. And at the same time, though, you also have the What If TV show, which is going to be Marvel, which is coming out later this year as well. I'm pretty sure August. We have so much comic book content coming out later this year. And I do start to think, is it going to be too much? Like I said, I think we're going to get our first Marvel flop this year. I don't think it'll be Black Widow. I thought it was going to be Black Widow for a long time, but after the pandemic, I think people want to go and see a Marvel movie again. And I mean, I don't particularly. I can wait till something like The Eternals. But the thing is, though, I think people will want to go and see a Marvel movie again, and I think Black Widow will get a good box office. And at the same time, though, I don't think it'll be Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings. I think that'll attract a big audience. It might be The Eternals, depending on how they market and depending on how good the film is. I'm actually really looking forward to The Eternals because I thought the trailer looked really, really good. But the thing is, though, it might be The Eternals. That might be our first Marvel flop. It's not going to be Spider-Man No Way Home, though. It definitely won't be Spider-Man No Way Home. The amount of rumours that are coming out about that film and the amount of things that have already been confirmed, it's got people way too excited. Also, you know, Spider-Man fans are like, it's separate than superhero fans. You get superhero fans and you get Spider-Man fans. Spider-Man is its own thing, and yet people people are going to go wild for this new Spider-Man movie. I can tell that now. It's going to get a huge box office. And at the same time, though, the Batman, which is coming out early 2022, I'm pretty sure March 2022, which can have Robert Pattinson as a Batman, you know, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Paul Dano as a Riddler, you know, what's his name? Oh, I forgot, Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. You also have Andy Serkis in there as Alfred, or also Colin Farrell as the Penguin, so that's going to be a huge cast. That's going to get a good box office because the Batman, it's a big IP. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, that might be a flop. My only reason that I think Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness might not be, depending on how they market it, because I don't think Doctor Strange is a particularly fantastic character, to be honest. But if they market it well, that film could attract a huge audience. It's multiverse in the end, and people love the whole idea of multiverse, which is apparently being introduced in Loki at the moment, which I'm very excited for. But anyway, at the same time, though, let's look on here again. The Marvels might be, you know, Captain Marvel 2. That might be our first big Marvel flop. I don't know. Pardon me, sorry. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Might be, though. I can't think of much which might attract a big audience to that. But I might be wrong. Because, you know, the thing is, though, if you put Disney and the MCU or Marvel on a product, people automatically want to go and buy it. That's how, you know, that's how things work nowadays. You put Disney on a product, people go, oh wow, that's got a stamp of quality. Even so, it doesn't. Disney haven't always made the best films in the past couple of years. I particularly didn't like their remakes of Dumbo, Aladdin, The Lion King, and things like that. I didn't mind Cruella, I actually quite enjoy Cruella, but they don't always make the best content. They don't always make the best content. But the thing is, though, one of my things with Disney is I always think it's quantity over quality. But the thing is, though, if you look at some of the other things, Venom Let There Be Carnage, that could flop. That could flop. I'm not joking, that could flop. The Suicide Squad, I don't think will flop because it's coming out in August. It'll be the second superhero movie to come out after this pandemic. I think that will get an audience. I also think James Gunn is all over that film. James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, both Guardians of the Galaxy films, and Sliver, both all really enjoyable films. All three of them really enjoyable films. I think with his stamp of quality on that film, I think it's going to really, really work. The Kingsman might flop, which is a bit sad to say because it's coming out around the same time as Spider-Man No Way Home and lots of other big movies coming out on Christmas Eve as well, which is, I don't know, the Kingsman might flop, which is a bit disappointing. If you look at some new ones like Morbius, which come out early next year, Morbius might flop. I can't see a huge audience wants to go and see Morbius. I don't know, I might be wrong there though. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 won't flop at all because the first one did really good and I really liked the first one. It got an Oscar, the first one, for Best Animated Feature of the year it came out, 2018. Yeah, I really enjoyed the first one. Thor: Love and Thunder, that won't flop, I can say that now. The Flash, depending on how they market, I can see it though. Michael Keaton returning as Batman, maybe that might flop, maybe it won't. Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson won't let Black Adam flop. I can say that now. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, that won't flop. I can say that now because the first Black Panther was like a huge global phenomenon. Aquaman 2, I don't think will flop. Because I think it's going to come out around Christmas, and that's where you get your big market. If a film comes out around Christmas, that automatically gives you more revenue than if it came out any time of the year. Because people want to go and see a movie at Christmas. How about going and seeing a really fun and really, I don't know, joyous MCU? But no, how about going watching a really fun and real joyous, superhero movie? And I think a lot of people are going to watch Aquaman 2. Although saying that though, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 will be coming out around the same time, so it'll be interesting to see which one gets the best box office there. I don't know. I mean, I really enjoyed the first Aquaman, but I know a lot of people who don't, and it'd just be interesting to see which movie gets the better box office. But I've gone off there a bit. I think we are going to get our first Marvel flop this year. I think we will. Even so, like I said before already, Marvel and Disney, you put their stamp on something, it automatically gets money. Even so, I do think that'll happen. I think you will also get a flop. I think there will be a Marvel movie in the next year or so. I'm pretty sure Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is coming out soon as well. The third Ant-Man film is coming out next year as well. I think there's gonna be an MCU movie which just flops, or maybe doesn't do as well as people want it to. And I hate to say it because I think the Eternals actually looks really good, but I think it could be the Eternals. But you see what I mean there? There's so much comic book content coming out in the next year. Not just films, not just films. It's the TV shows as well. We got Loki, you got Moon Knight coming out next year. You got Hawkeye coming out this year. Miss Marvel coming out this year. Sorry. We also have What If coming out this year. We also have just so much coming out within the next year or so that I just feel we're getting too much comic book content. But saying that though, I don't mind it. I don't mind about the films coming out at the moment. I think bring out as many Marvel movies as possible. Get people back to the cinema. Honestly, I don't mind that at the moment. I think as long as Marvel bring out as much movies as possible and they get people to the cinema, sure. Why not? Why not bring out loads of these Marvel movies and get people back to the cinema? Why not bring out Black Widow and make people want to go and see a Marvel movie again? Make people want to go back to the cinema. Because even so, films like A Quiet Place Part 2, which I'm a huge fan of, and films like Cruella, and films like, The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, have got good box office. They haven't done amazingly. Or the same with Godzilla vs. Kong. All these movies have got good box office, considering they're coming out post-pandemic. The thing is, though, they haven't done amazingly. And I'm hoping Black Widow storms in. I don't think it'll be a billion-dollar film, but I'm hoping it comes in and it gets a good box office and it gets people back to the cinemas. And if films like Black Widow, Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings, The Suicide Squad, and The Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home get people back to the cinema, bring as many of them out as you want. I just hope the cinema survives, and I'm hoping it's all down to these Marvel movies. I'm hoping Marvel, or just comic book movies in general, are the saviour of cinema. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. I'm hoping we're finally going to see, people going back to the cinemas, excited about going back to the cinemas. Because even so, I love going to the cinema. I've loved going since I've been for a while again. I need to go again soon, but I haven't been for about a week or so. But next time I go, I'm always so happy when I go to the cinema. And, it's completely safe at the moment. But, there's still some people who are wary. But I feel when a movie like Black Widow comes out, when it has its Disney and Marvel stamp on it, people will want to go and see that film. I feel that's going to happen, and I'm really happy about that. So the thing is, though, yes, I do think there is too much comic book content coming out in the next year or so, but I'm fine with it. Because if it gets people back to the cinema, it gets people back to the cinema. Films like, The Suicide Squad, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, which is coming out this August. Even so, the first Suicide Squad wasn't brilliant. I feel that this film could be a lot of fun. With James Gunn's hand, James Gunn, who also directed the previous two Guardians of the Galaxy films, I feel with his hand on this film, I feel it could be really, really enjoyable. And maybe I'll go watch Black Widow in July in the cinema, and maybe it surprises me. Maybe I really, really like it. I don't have high hopes that I will, because I look very Captain America-esque, and I'm not the biggest fan of the Captain America films. I have a lot of big problems with them, and I think they're very generic. Even so, the Captain America films that work for me, if they work for you, that's fine, that's fantastic. If the Captain America films work for you, that's fantastic. But the thing is, though, they don't work for me. But I do think Black Widow looks a bit similar to Captain America: The Winter Soldier. But we'll wait and see. Maybe I'll go into watch Black Widow, and maybe it thoroughly surprises me. We'll have to wait and see. At the same time, though, maybe I'll go into Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings. Maybe I'm enthralled in it. At the same time, though, maybe I'll go into Eternals, and maybe I absolutely love it. Saying that, I am actually looking forward to Eternals, and maybe go into something like Spider-Man No Way Home, and maybe I just adore it. And I'm hoping I do. I'm hoping the MCU surprises me from now on. I'm hoping I like all their movies. I don't think I will, but I'm hoping I do. And I'm happy that they're bringing all these movies out now. You know, ask me in about a year's time when cinema's back on the tracks and everything, and people go out to cinema all the time and stuff, and you have loads of movies coming out, like loads of movies, like literally when cinema properly gets back to normal, there's gonna be like a blockbuster coming out a week. That literally will be the amount of blockbusters that are gonna come out between 2021 and 2022. Are quite incredible. That list of blockbusters coming out in 2021 and 2022 is quite incredible. But you know, come next year, and you get the same amount, you know, of MCU movies that have been announced, or you know, DC movies and so on and so on and so on, comic book movies. Come next year, I might have a different answer. Maybe being a bit more pessimistic on all the Marvel and DC movies coming out. Even so, I might enjoy them. I might still be a bit pessimistic that they're taking over cinema a bit. But for now, if they get people back to the cinema, they get people back to the cinema. And that, I think, is what matters most for cinemas right now. If a film like Black Widow gets people back to the cinema, good on it. Even if I like it or even if I don't like it. If it gets people back to the cinema, yes. At the same time, if a film like Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which I have barely any hope for, if that gets people back to the cinema, I'll be happy for it. Things like that, which, you know, I would be happy for. I'm fine with the MCU movies coming out this year then. Even so, you know, I got low. I mean, I keep missing out, but Venom Let There Be Carnage. If that gets people back to the cinema as well, good on it as well. You know, if these movies get back to the cinema, if these movies get people back to the cinema, I'm happy for these movies, and I'm happy for people who love these movies. You know, in the end, if you, like I said before, if you ask me, you know, in a year advance, if you ask me in 2022 the same question, I might give you a more pessimistic response. But for now, I'm going to give you a more optimistic response. I'm going to say that it's fine that these movies come out. In fact, it's great, because it's going to get people back to the cinema, and you know what? I'm happy all these comic book movies are coming out in the next year or so. I'm happy that Black Widow's coming out. I'm happy that Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings are coming out. I'm happy that Eternals are coming out. I'm happy that Suicide Squad is coming out. I'm happy that Spider-Man Home's coming out. I'm happy that the Batman's coming out. I'm happy that Doctor Strange 2 is coming out. I'm happy that all these movies are coming out if they get people back to the cinema. You know, that is what matters at the moment. Maybe I'm not going to be too big on the comic book TV shows after a year or so. Maybe I might get a bit bored of one. I'm not going to lie, I'm very looking forward to Loki. Like I said before, what's that in about an hour or so? Really looking forward to it. But the thing is though, if someone might get a bit sick of the TV shows, the comic book TV shows coming in the next year or so, if the comic book movies get people back to the cinema, I'll be happy. And that is what matters at the moment. And so, yes, there are too many comic book movies. There's too much comic book content coming out in the next year or so, in my opinion. But if it gets people back to the cinema, that is fine. And I'll go along with it for now. And that is my opinion on whether I think there's too much comic book content coming out in the next year or so. I do, but if it gets people back into the cinema and gets people back to want to go to the cinema and stuff and get me back into loving movies again, then good on them. I am happy for all these MCU movies, which is something I didn't expect to say about MCU at all in this live stream today, but here I am saying it. Go and watch the newest MCU movie in the cinema when it comes out. Go watch Black Widow, go watch Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, go watch Eternals, go watch Spider-Man at Home, go watch the Suicide Squad, and hopefully you really enjoy them, and get yourselves back to cinema with those movies. And I'm hoping that's what those movies do. And so that is my 9th live stream today, people. That was my topic, and I think I did pretty well with it, to be honest. In the end, like I said before, I'm someone who's not the biggest fan of the MCU movies. I have my big criticisms of most of them. I'm a huge fan of the first Iron Man. I really like the Guardians of the Galaxy films. I really like Spider-Man Homecoming. I quite enjoy Spider-Man Far From Home, and I enjoy Ant-Man to a degree as well. But most of the MCU movies I have a big problem with. But the thing is though, if they get people back to the cinema, these new MCU movies like Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals, and Spider-Man Home, that's fine in my opinion. I'm happy for them. And you know, like I said before, after a year's time, I might have a different response to this question. But for now, I'm happy that all these comic book movies and all this comic book content is coming out. And so that is my answer on whether I think there's too much comic book content coming out. I do, but you know what? That's fine. Because if it's getting people back to the cinema, it's getting people back to the cinema. Anyway guys, that's it for my 9th live stream today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are watching this live, thank you for watching it live, and if you're not, then if you're watching this on playback, thank you for watching this on playback, or if you're watching this, you know, after it's been live streamed, then thank you, and as always, and thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't yet, please do click down below, and like, subscribe on this video, and look forward to many more, both film and TVs and live streams coming very soon on this channel. Look forward to my next live stream coming later on in this week, probably on Friday, when I'll be discussing my opinion on the first episode of Loki, and hopefully my opinion on Spider-Man No Home, hopefully my opinion on the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, which is rumored to be released tomorrow. So look forward to my opinion on those two things coming hopefully this Friday. See you guys again soon. But bye for now. Bye. It takes me about a minute to actually end the stream. Bye.